Welcome to Real Kiwi Fishing. This week my sister and I are back out on the little FC 430. What we thought we'd do today is something a little bit different. Now normally when you have those real bad fishing days, don't get onto any fish or the fishing was real slow, you try and come up with those fishing tails. I had a banana on the boat. The moon phase, it was a full moon last night. It was a small tide, a big tide. You get all those little fishing tails. Now today what we've got is we've got a full-on southerly blowing, and the one that comes to mind is that when the wind's from the south, the fish close their mouth. So we thought what we'll do today is we'll come out and we'll put that little tail to the test, see how we go with the southerly. We've got about a 15 knot running, so it's a good southerly and it's going to really put this to the test. So we'll see how we go and hopefully get into some fish and put this one to bed. Jen's hooked up into a little KIWI there, and we still got that southerly blowing, so it's our first fish. It's only a KIWI. Now we'll normally get KIWI even when you got the southerly blowing. We're pretty prolific here in the harbour, so we won't count that one. It's more about that snapper and probably gurnard today. It's getting a little bit cooler in the month. Water temperature's down, so gurnard will probably be sort of mooching in around this area, so yeah, we won't count that one. We'll use that for bait. Jen's hooked up. And it's our first little snapper. It's a nice little snapper. There you go. So we've got that southerly blowing and we've got our first snapper. Now that's not to say that that truth's not there. Sometimes you get that southerly blowing and it's quite slow, the bite's quite slow. So so far it's a good sign, but we'll see if we get a few in numbers. Yeah, he's a nice little penny. We'll take him home. He's probably about sort of 44 centimetres. So yeah, we'll take that one home, but so far so good with that southerly blowing and got our first fish. Jen's hooked up again. Just a little snapper this time. There you go. Another nice snapper. They're not bad fish, not huge, but it's a nice sort of 45. Take him home. Yeah, hooked up again. I definitely don't think that's the fish they're not worried about that wind coming from the south, that's for sure. There's just a heap of fish here, and there's snapper as well, so it's not just KIWI, which we were hoping to prove the point that we could get snapper, that southerly wind, and we definitely can. There you go. They're not big fish. We get a lot of fish this size in the harbour. This is about sort of that 40 centimetre mark. but we'll let him go. There is some bigger fish here. We'll let this one go. And if you follow me back over to the other side of the boat, I'm on this side, and that's definitely showing you that southerly doesn't matter. There's fish here in big numbers. It's not a big fish once again. We're actually not targeting big fish. If we were targeting big fish, we'd go to another spot. It's just about the numbers, see if there's numbers. And this spot holds numbers and fish. Still quality fish. And there you go. And that's just showing us, yeah, that southerly, it's still blowing about 15 knots. And these fish are coming on thick and fast. We actually had a triple hookup. Jen dropped hers on the, oh, it still looks like hers is on there actually. I've got one, and we've got the other one going as well. So we've got all three rods hooked up. Jen's grabbed the bigger rod with the big chunk of KIWI, so it might be a little bit better fish.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot nicer. There you go, it's a nice fish. He's probably up around 50 centimetres, that one. And yeah, like I was saying, that southerly's still blowing, and that's really put that tail to bed. There's just a heap of fish here. I'm still hooked up on mine. We'll keep Jen's, we'll try and release mine if it's releasable, because that's showing us there's some decent fish here. We're only in about 3 to 4 metres. Yeah. Hooked up again. It's just a heap of fish here. It's just crazy. It's another nice snapper. It's not as big as one that Jen got, but like I was saying, we're not in a spot where we target big snapper. We normally get them around that sort of 50-60 centimetres. These fish are just absolutely swallowing the bait every time. There you go, it's not a bad snapper. He's roughly around that 46, 47. So yeah, once again, that southerly's not really, they're not worried about that southerly. So that saying, which I know is not really the case, but if our fishing was really bad today and we got no bites or even fish, that saying would come out. Oh, it must have been because the wind was coming from the south. Nice fish. He swallowed it, so we'll take him home. Try and dispatch your fish as quick as you can, put them out of their misery. And the easiest thing to do when they've swallowed it, come in through the gills, find your hook, curve it round, and then push it back out through his mouth. There you go. Another one for the bin. This, oh, just trying to put it right in the rod holder. Put another bait on that other line. It's just going nuts. It's just a heap of fish here, which I knew there would be. We were hoping for a few more gurnard, but we're getting plagued, absolutely plagued by snapper. Now he's a little bit smaller than our usual ones we're getting. Still a nice fish, around that 45 centimeters, way takeable. But as you can see, he's just hooked in the lip, so we'll let him go quite easily. Like I was saying, we're only in 3 to 4 meters. He'll go back nicely. Just like that. It's just snapperlicious today. Hooked up again. Another snapper. We were hoping for a few more gurnard to turn up, but like I was saying, we're just getting absolutely plagued by snapper, which isn't a bad thing, but a couple of nice, more nice gurnard would be nice to take home. A little bit nicer fish. Got the tide running now, which is helping. Got some better fish coming through. There you go, it's a nice fish. He'd be roughly up around close to 50 centimeters. It's a nice fish for the harbour. Let's just dispatch him. Nice little fish, take home for dinner. Nice looking bin. We've only got about 6 or 7 in there. Got ice on the bottom, so it's not chocker full, but some nice fish. It's just madness, madness, madness. Can't even put the rod in the rod holder. There's just so much fish here. We're trying to release what we can. We're only in sort of that 3 to 4 meters. So anything that's strong and able to go back, we'll let go. Anything that's sort of gut hooked and not likely to make it, we'll keep. Here's another nice fish. So he's only just lip hooked. There you go. Another nice fish. Gone, no problem. It's a great thing fishing in the shallow water. If you're just lip hooking and you want to let them go, no problem at all. And like I was saying, we just keep the stuff that we can't sort of let go, that we know is not going to make it. Let's get another bait down. Woo! Got the wind howling away. That southerly, oh, gone. I was going to say we're still hooking up on fish. We definitely are. Just dropped it and straight away back into the bites. We're using KIWI, and the good thing is when something drops the bait, we know that there's still a bit of bait for the fish to have a bit of a go at. Wasn't a bad fish actually that I dropped. Probably just got the skin of KIWI. A lot of little nibbles there. And a hookup. Oh, dropped again. They'll just be nibbling at that little bit of KIWI skin. Dropped it, and once again just straight into the bites. Oh, dropped it again. They're just down there attacking it. There you go. That was about 3 or 4 shots. And you'll probably see when I get it up, there's probably not a lot of bait there. They've just been attacking that little bit of skin. A little bit of flesh left on there, and that's the good thing about that KIWI. When you drop a fish, you can just leave it there. And there you go. You can see in his mouth there a little bit of skin and a bit of flesh there that he would have been happy to have a go at. Way takeable size fish. It's probably about 40 centimetres. I'll let him go, he's only just hooked in the lip there. And the thing is I could actually just drop that and catch another fish on that. I don't even have to rebait. And there you go. Now what I'll do is I'll just drop this in just to prove my point. Hopefully. There's just so much fish here and they won't care that that's just mangled like that, and that's actually a good bait. It's like fish have had a go at it and they love those kind of scraps. Fish love that sort of scraps. It's like it's come out of the burley. And a few taps there on that mangled bait. Yeah. Hooked up again. So I was saying, just drop that mangled bait back in there. Sometimes you can put a bit of fresh bit on, but keep that mangled bit in there. Jen's getting bites. She's hooked up. And there you go. There's that mangled bit of bait. Yeah, hooked up again. Another snapper. Actually got busted off before. These fish in the harbour have got some gnarly teeth on them. Jen's rod's gonna go as well. Jen's hooked up. Give it a nudge.
It's quite little.
Is it?
Yeah.
Big KIWI.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. It's a big one though, hey?
It's your dinner.
Here's dinner.
So there you go. Still catching fish. Wind's still blowing from the south. It has slowed down a bit, but it could be from that tide. We normally fish in a different area in the incoming, but there's still definitely snapper here. Obviously KIWI. So yeah, we've done quite well. We'll probably actually call it a day. And it was just to come out just to see how that how the fishing would go in that southerly. It's gone really well, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Till next time, tight lines. Thanks for watching another great day out fishing with Real Kiwi Fishing. And you can also find more of my movies on my YouTube channel, Real Kiwi Fishing.